Let's go live now to the National Senator Matt Canavan. Senator, good morning to you. Thanks for your time as always. So the breaking news out of the US this morning is that it is going to pursue a diplomatic boycott of Beijing for the Winter Games next year. Should Australia do the same?
I think it's inevitable we will. Now, Peter, it's something I and other senators called for, supporting a motion earlier in the year. Senator Erica Betts put that up, and I think it's just the logical outcome here. The Chinese Communist Party have clearly been breaching many human rights for years, and a strong response is needed. I'd go one step further though here, Peter. If the situation around Peng Shuai, the tennis player in China that seemingly has been silenced for raising allegations of sexual abuse, if that's not resolved, you've got to raise the question whether we should be playing any sports against China. I think the Women's Tennis Association, the WTA, has been brave and courageous here in saying they won't be playing events in China unless that situation is clear, and I think other countries should join them in that effort too. So
you're saying if the situation with Peng Shuai hasn't been resolved and in timely fashion, then our athletes shouldn't go as well?
Well, I think that's right, Peter, but I'd say it's just all sports. It should be like the South African situation here. China's not very far from that situation in terms of their human rights abuses, in terms of their continuing contempt to anyone who raises these issues. And as I say here, an issue that directly goes to sport and the treatment of sports people within China has to raise the question of whether we should be engaging in sporting activities with such a government.
When it comes to a diplomatic boycott, what does it actually achieve?
Well, look, it is a statement, but as I say, I think we should consider going beyond it because, of course, the Games will still occur. The Chinese government, we know, will seek to use the Games as a way to legitimise their criminal behaviour, their anti-human rights conduct. You've got to raise questions about to what extent the Chinese athletes themselves will be clean in something that is occurring in China. We've seen that in other countries like Russia before in the past. Will they comply with anti-doping regulations? There's all these questions. And a diplomatic boycott, yes, it's a statement, a strong statement.
Yeah, but that's all it is. It's not going to disrupt. It's not really going to disrupt much, is it? A diplomatic boycott.
No, and I mean, you wouldn't want to take the decision lightly to cut off all sporting activities with China, because I do feel, of course, for the athletes who have been preparing for years for an event like this that only comes around every 4 years. But of course, sometimes there comes a point when issues such as the treatment of innocent people in China, like Peng Shuai, becomes more important than sport itself. And I think we're getting close to that point unless China can do more to assuage the concerns around the world about their treatment of Peng Shuai.